Hi, I'm Jayna Riley, and this is Ageless. I'm 40, and my life is just getting started. I'm here to share real talk and real experiences about how to live life ageless. Nothing's off the table. You know the vibes. Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to Ageless. My name is Jayna Riley. I'm your host, and today's episode is going to be about my Metagenics cleanse experience. So I know I mentioned this in a recent podcast that I just did this cleanse, but it made such an impression on my life. It changed my relationship with food. It changed my, I don't want to say it changed. No, let me take that back. It changed my relationship with food. It also showed me exactly what my body wants. So I have never been happier in the food department. I've never been happier with my relationship with food. I've never felt better from top to bottom, inside out. And so that's why I was so motivated to do this podcast on the Metagenics cleanse. So I'm not getting paid to do this. This is just coming from my experience, and just because I'm so pumped on it. I recommend that everybody do a cleanse at least once in their life, only because your body is just going to tell you exactly what it needs. So, like I said, it was 10 days, and day one is pretty simple. You're just not eating dairy, you're not eating sugar, and I didn't have any trouble with being hungry. I didn't feel like I wasn't eating enough. In fact, I felt like I was eating too much sometimes. But day one was just exactly what I said. It was no sugar, no dairy, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, mostly just clean food. And that's just going to set your body to, it's just set up for day two. And so day two, that is when I started the protein powder. And that is when I started the Advoclear capsules, which that was the magic detox potion is what I'll call it. And day two was the worst day I felt from top to bottom. I was so depressed. I could feel my body changing. I could feel like toxins were just oozing out of my system left and right. Like my body was cleaning itself, and I really felt that way. And it made me depressed. I had no energy. I was in such a terrible mood. I was getting frantic with certain things in my life. I was trying to solve all my problems, and I really just had to take a time out on day two and understand this is part of the process. Everyone goes through a day like this, maybe even 2 days. So just follow the plan. So that was my second day. Day three, day four, and day five were all very similar to me. Again, you're eating every meal, and everything is clean foods. I'm taking a couple more Advoclear capsules. You have to eliminate nuts and seeds, grains, starches, sweeteners, meat, poultry, and dairy alternatives out of day three. And so that's what I did. And my body just started wanting fruit. Like I've never wanted fruit before. So I literally was eating fruit around the clock. I was eating vegetables around the clock. I was eating a lot of hummus. Like I just didn't know that hummus was an approved food on this detox, but it was. So that, yay for that. And it's not like everything had to be plain Jane, no flavor. You can use salsa. They don't want you to use anything processed. So that includes some of the hot sauces that you would normally eat. So read the back of the label, and if it's all natural, then it's okay to have. So that was day 3, 4, and 5 for me. And every day I felt like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit lighter from the inside out. I'm drinking water around the clock. I followed this detox to the letter. to the letter because I wanted to make sure I was doing it. I just wanted the best possible outcome I could get and the most honest outcome. So if I go in and start manipulating, then I'm not going to have an honest outcome. Days 5 through 7 were pretty amazing, to be honest with you. By day 5, I felt like, okay, this is how my body wants to eat. I love apples. I love nectarines. I love peaches. I love grapes. I love so many different kinds of fruits, but those were my top 3. And peanut butter just kept me going. That I also ate a lot of avocado, tons of water, like more water than I've ever had in my life. And I drink a lot of water, so that I felt a little waterlogged. Herbal teas are okay. Acai bowls, smoothies. So you're not limited. It's just whole foods, steamed or raw vegetables. Fish is what they suggest instead of animal proteins on some of these days, and it's in the instructions. But if you're a vegetarian, legumes are fine. So I used to be vegan, but like I've said on this podcast, I actually changed my mind on that. And I started working in some lean chicken breast. And so I do that now. So I just didn't do that on the days that suggested no animal proteins. I didn't eat the fish either. I kidney beans and northern white beans are what I ate instead. And I was totally satisfied with that. And then for a carb, obviously all of the fruits and vegetables that I was eating. And I also made sweet potato. Regular potato is fine too, but they don't want you to eat too many grains. So I just went with the potato and I was totally fine with that. And by the time I hit day 10, I really felt like I changed myself, like completely changed. I wanted to continue eating the way I was eating. And it's been a couple weeks since I've done this cleanse and I'm still eating the same way. Like I don't limit myself. I'm not rigid. I just don't have sugar. So refined sugar. I don't eat refined sugar. I don't eat anything processed. I really don't have animal proteins at all. I love eating beans, so I've continued on that for protein. And I do chicken, and that's it. I'm not eating the vegetarian burgers I used to eat, like Boca. They're all processed. And even though there's healthy food in there, it's still processed. And I really feel like my body just wants whole foods. It just wants whole foods. I don't feel like I have starved myself. I don't feel like I am missing anything. I have incredible amounts of energy. I sleep really well. I feel like my emotions are more regulated. I've had incredible breakthroughs. I have been better at my business. I just have more energy all around, and it's like useful energy. It doesn't feel artificial, like slamming a Red Bull just to go get through something because I'm exhausted. I don't feel the exhaustion I used to feel. I don't feel like I have to overdo it at the gym. And while I was doing this cleanse, I didn't work out that much. I just didn't have the desire or energy to go crazy because your body, this cleanse just shocks your body. That's the real deal. So day 1 and 2 is a major shock. And so I didn't want to overextend. So I did a lot of walking, a lot of water. I think I went to the gym 4 or 5 times during the cleanse, and it was perfect. And I didn't lose any strength. I didn't lose any muscle. So for those of you out there who are concerned about breaks in your training because you don't want to lose any muscle, it takes 2 weeks to start losing muscle if you take a break. So just know that if you didn't know that already. So the only thing that I would say is, well, not the only thing, because we all know I'm going to say more than one thing. The Advocare the AdvaClear capsules that come with the cleanse, you start taking them a little bit more in like midway through the cleanse, like 2 tablets 3 times a day. The shakes that you have go up to 2 to 4 times a day, but it's sustainable. This detox cleanse was totally sustainable. And I had always thought, a cleanse is so bad for you. Why would you want to knock out all the good stuff? I know you're trying to knock out all the bad stuff, but what it does is it just clears away all the years and years of shit that's been in your system, and your whole digestive tract changes. So all of the second brain and our intuition and all of that, you're cleaning your gut. So a healthy gut is a smarter gut. That's what I believe. And that's what this cleanse did for me, is it just cleared out 40 years of shit, literally. And it detoxes all the heavy metals out of your system. And going into this cleanse, I had absolutely no expectations, none whatsoever. I hadn't done anything like this in years. And I did it with my best friend, and he and I both were side by side going through it. And both of us just had major breakthroughs. We felt like this was the best decision we've made all year. This was actually his second time through the cleanse. So my only expectation was, I watched him. The first time he did his cleanse, I watched him completely change as a human being. Completely change. Right in front of my eyes. So I was very pumped to do this because I wanted the same, or at least just like a tiny piece of what I saw in him. And like I said, I don't like doing anything unless it's sustainable, because what's the point? Those 24-hour fad diets where you drink like a juice and you lose 10 pounds is a bunch of bullshit to me. Detox tea, all that shit that you see on Instagram or Facebook sponsored ads, that's just diarrhea tea. Stay away. That's not a real detox. A real detox is using herbals and clean, healthy food, whole foods. That is a real detox. I just can't even, I don't think there's anything more I can say. I think I've covered everything. My biggest breakthrough was just the sustained energy. I don't have to drink as much caffeine. I feel like I'm a kinder person. I'm not carrying around this heaviness, like this weight of 40 years of damage I've done to my body, and it just made me feel brand new, whole. And I've never had clearer thoughts. I've been working on other creative projects right now, and I feel like I am at my highest level. I am operating at my highest level. It feels really fucking good. So I strongly suggest, if you are feeling blocked, I was feeling a block. I was feeling a major block in my life, a creative block. And if I can't break through a creative block, I almost go into a depression. I create every day. And if I can't create every day, then I just don't feel like I'm using my gifts or following my purpose. And it just gets really demented and confusing for me when I feel blocked. So that is actually the reason why I did this cleanse, is because I was having such a creative block. So you can go to the Metagenics website, which is Metagenics.com, Metagenics. And this is the Clear Change 10-day program. And I just can't. So shout out to Metagenics once again. You were a game changer in my life. Like major detox happened. You get a shaker with this package. You get the protein powder for the entire cleanse and a bottle of AdvaClear capsules, and that'll take you through. Like I said, it's 10 days. It's worth it. It's worth every penny. I don't think it's very expensive, but check it out for yourself. Like I said, Metagenics.com, Clear Change 10-day program, Metabolic, Detoxification. You're going to set your metabolism straight, and it's going to be the best thing you've done all year. I guarantee it. All right. Thank you so much for joining the show. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ageless. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Tune in next week for a new episode.